soap or something. So that literally happened to me when I was a child. It is not just from that movie. All right, 3, 2, 1. The point of checking your homework. You guys, I might not post my answer keys anymore. I'm really debating because the point of checking homework is if you get it wrong, you should ask. Right, Liam? If you get it wrong, because you're checking right now, you're not just sitting there chilling, you're not just playing with your putty, you're checking your answers, and if it's wrong, you're trying to figure out what you did on your own. You are not immediately raising your hand saying, I got 77 wrong, do it for me. You're trying to find your mistake on your own. Like, did you, just chill for a second, I see your hand. I'm in the middle of announcing something I'm going to forget if you distract me like you're doing right now. So you don't immediately ask me to solve it for you. You look at your work, and figure out what you did. Now, before we should finish checking all this, get your goal-setting form out. Oh, yeah, it is. I'm here. Write your goal-setting form. You need to give yourself a 0, 1, or a 2. If your homework is not here, that's a 0. If your homework got forgotten about, that's a 0. If it is halfway done, that's a 1. If it's all the way done, it doesn't matter if your answers are right or wrong. If it's all the way done, it's a 2. Bro, starting soft. Where's your homework?
Do you put it in score?
So your score is what you've earned for today. Lee, do you need one of these forms?
No, I already got one.
Do you have it out on your desk right now?
I filled it.
You already filled it in. So check it. Keep clicking the wrong thing. This is your score that you got for today. This is your running total. So your hope is that then it becomes 4 and maybe I goof up and I only get a 1 next week, and then it's a 5. So then this is the division of my total points divided by total possible points. So if by next week I only have a 5 out of 6, this is going to end up being approximately like 83%. If I end up getting, so like if you're starting with a 0, you've got ground to make up, but that's okay. Like you can make that ground up. You just need to really buckle down and like make sure you have with you what you need with you. Use your plan book, right? Like get better organized, like whatever you need to do. Just like don't throw yourself a pity party, get motivated. Guys, and we all struggle with that sometimes. Like humans are all the same. We're just different ages. Not like we're all the same. But we're all very similar. Like we all mess up. And it's hard when we mess up. But what you got to do is take that like frustration and turn it into motivation. Right? Take that frustration, turn it into motivation to do better. Like you are in control. Nobody is doing anything to you. You are in control.
Oh, yeah.
And
so, for 8, it says x equals -2 and then yes. I also got x equals -2, but on the actual packet, it says that x is equal to -4.
what do you mean?
So, it says if 3x plus 7 equals x minus 1.
Negative x minus 1.
Yeah. Then does x equal -4? And I got...
Wait, where does it say does x equal? Are you looking at 74 or 75?
75a.
So 75a is telling us x does equal -4. That is different than this negative. These are different questions. All right, so I'm a little confused. Like this, when we solve 75a, what they're telling us is x does equal -4. So if we need to solve it, that's what I thought was going on. Yeah, that 74 is separate from 75. They're two different problems. A for what? There's a bunch of A's up here.
A for 3-75. I got no because I got x equals -3.5.
So you did something wrong in your work. Let's check for what we did wrong in our work. So did you at least like now you don't have to follow the same route, but I'm going to follow what I've prescribed to you to be the best route. Get rid of the small variable. So if I subtract x from both sides, did you then have 2x plus 7 equals -1? And if so, did you then accurately subtract, like here, and get 2x equals -8? That might have been where you made your mistake.
I think it's my x's. I got mixed up.
And then we divide by 2 and get x equals -4. So you maybe added x accidentally instead of subtracting, right? So check your work. That's the point of us checking our answers, is to check our work. Jacob. Yeah, so same story. Go back and check your work. Right, so our process there is, if you follow my best advice, and I really got to stop using Post-its for all of this. Where's graph paper? If you follow the best advice, it would be get rid of the biggest negative first, since they're both negative. So if we add 4x on both sides, then we're going to get 2x minus 4 equals 3. Then we're going to add 4 on both sides. Oh, 74. B. So did you distribute that negative or that opposite to both numbers in the parentheses? That is the trap door there.
I entirely got rid of that x first.
Nope. So this has to apply. So guys, this is why we practice, right? It's okay that you goofed it up. Fix it, and in the future, do better. Right. Well, maybe you shouldn't do math at 10 p.m. at night. Ooh, he gotcha. Lee? Okay, yes, redundant. 10 p.m. at night.
So for 377, does 2x plus 6 equal x plus 3?
What part are you asking about?
377.
Well, that's not 2x. That's not 2x. This is all going to become -1, -3y, and -2x when we apply that opposite to everything. Yeah. So then add your 4x and your 7 and your 3y. Now we can add all those. Gabrielle, I can. Guys, those mistakes now, like, you actually trying and making those mistakes now are how you avoid those mistakes in the future. Like on a test. This is why you need to try when it's assigned and be willing to make mistakes. Be willing to install that toilet wrong. I know that story is kind of gross. I told my wife that was the story I was using, and she's like, your kids think you had poop water leaking down the house. And I was like, yeah, I get it.
Wait, what story?
So like progressing, like you'll be progressing at various things in your life. I was progressing at installing a toilet the first time it leaked. Like there's a seal when you put a toilet on the floor and you bolt it down. There's a seal and that seal leaked. And like I knew I was progressing because water leaked through our ceiling. It was clean water. It was not poop water, but it sucked because leaky like water and drywall does not mix.
I know it
It's now weatherized.
Especially when
Yeah.
makes things wet.
Yeah.
And one makes things dry. Can I get these, right?
Ha, dry wall.
Yeah.
In 78, there was a trap door that is not one of those like, Mr. Hudson, how could you? Guys, this is going to happen like on state tests and things like that. How much did Miss Ham buy? 10 pounds. Because 2 5-pound packages. She bought 10 pounds. That's how we get to 275. And then we go from there. Yeah, I know.
That just means I
Words.
divide my answer by 2.
Yeah, so if you got 10 pounds instead of 20 or 40 pounds instead of 20, you just didn't read carefully.
Yeah.
Nathaniel, what's up?
I got double B.
My graph, like up top is right, but my plot is not like in a direct straight line. It's like
Let me come look at what I don't quite understand what you're saying, so let me come look at it.
Means you had a glitch somewhere. This should not be -3. So that should be -1. Because if we do -2 times 1, then if we plug in x is 1, -2 times 1 is -2, plus 1 is -1. That's why you had that little gap.
Any other questions that we need to talk about?
Wait, do you think you could keep the thing up just for a bit? Because I completely goofed up on the Rama one with the 2 pounds. With the
What about it?
I don't know how it's yet.
You totally forgot about that -3x there when you were writing the problem down.
So that's gonna trip you up from the beginning since you didn't do since you didn't write down every part of the problem. That's gonna get you, John.
I'm not gonna have time to fix Acc.7.8.
Well, guess what? I'm not collecting this today. So you gave yourself a 0, a 1, or a 2. This is honor system, guys. I walked around and I observed what I needed to observe. If you're gonna cheat yourself, you're gonna it'll happen that you realize, oh, that was a poor choice. I don't have time this weekend to check this homework, and I'm not going to, so I'm gonna be realistic. You're keeping this today. Okay, you're not turning in 3, 2, 1. Anna?
Are we allowed to put it in the bin?
No. No.
I'm going to.
Anna.
I'm going to.
Are you wanting to raise my anxiety higher than it needs to be?
No.
All I can handle doing this weekend is grading your test revisions. And if I can get to that.
I have a second thing.
Okay.
What would changing your score on the practice effort goal do for you?
What do you mean? If you wrote down a 1 right now and you go home and sneakily change it to a 2,
What does that do?
that would give you a dirty conscience. And then you'll feel bad about lying to yourself.
No, I know, but where's the advantage in that? Because I don't think that this gives you a grade, does it?
This is just to keep track of how are we doing. Right? This is for you to keep track of how are you. It's for Eli to be able to say, man, I forgot my homework the first day it mattered. Come on, man. Do better. Right? Like that. But it's okay because now he's gonna do better. Because he's got that big fat 0 at the beginning of his goal form. And he's like,
So if you change it, then it's just
You're just cheating yourself.
It doesn't work then?
Hey, you're just cheating yourself. I know that if you choose to lie, this means nothing. But I'm hoping that you guys choose to be honest.
I just don't.
I know I'm crazy. Most of you will choose to be honest, though. No joke, most of you will be absolutely honest. And you actually, most of the time, are tougher on yourself than I am. When I let you guys self-grade, more of you give yourselves progressings than even what I would. Get out your Chromebook. I meant to have you do that, at the beginning of class so it didn't take forever to load. We're getting on Desmos.
Yay.
Alex, did we get you on Desmos?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
The thing about your comments about Jacob doing his homework at 10 o'clock is that you were doing your grading or you were doing your
Yes, I updated grades at 11 o'clock last night. I know.
and you were doing your answer keys in the middle of Greece.
I know. Look, all because I tell you guys, yeah, how's that work, doesn't mean that I can always avoid working at those times. And that's when sometimes, I drink a cup of coffee or something. Alright, y'all are anonymized because I am recording, but you are looking for classification of solutions. Your first slide, sorry, these people are in the wrong class. They were actually in 3A, but their schedule changed. So, you're looking for a beginning, the start slide that will look like this. But this might feel a little bit overwhelming to us right now. And I wanted to remind us I wanted to remind us that I have tons of help tools available through Schoology. So hey, you're getting into Desmos, but it does not require you talking. In our Schoology page, there is now a folder called Videos. It says videos shown in class and requested help videos. If you needed to remember how to determine the number of solutions, oh, come on, Schoology, I believe in you. There is now this video because I'm about to show it in class. Alex?
My homework's almost done. Do you actually?
I got you. Do you have your charger with you?
Yeah.
Okay, I got an extension cord for you. So, if you came here to watch this video, DSMOS at Desmos.com. Oh yeah, stop.